Hello everyone, I invite you to every Friday cryptocurrency review. Let's start by checking the current situation on BTC in the USDT pair, taking into account the one-day interval. First, we will use blue lines to mark the main channel of the upward trend, from which the price tried to exit at the bottom, but we can see a quick return to the channel. Then we can similarly determine the second channel that is starting to form, with a downward trend. And here we can mark a lower peak, then a lower bottom, and currently we can see that a slightly but higher peak has formed. In this situation it is worth watching whether we will see the formation of a higher bottom, which could result in a strong price rebound again. In such a situation, we will unfold the fib retracement state to check in which places we can expect possible support. And here we see support at the level of $41,829. Then we have support at the level of $40,582. And then again we should keep in mind the zone from $39,680 to $38,553. When we turn on the EMA cross 10 and 30 indicator, we will see an interesting situation, because we can see the red line trying to go up from the green 30 line, which would confirm the return to a strong upward trend and result in a further price increase. If such a situation occurs, it is worth knowing that the price is currently testing resistance around 0.382 fib. And then we can see significant resistance around $45,030. Further, we must take into account the very strong resistance zone from $46,779 to $49,024, where the current price peak. However, please pay attention to the RSI indicator, which allows you to determine the downward trend line at which you can see the indicator rebounding again, and you can see that there is room for the continuation of the downward trend. Moreover, when we switch to the stock indicator, we will see a movement near the upper limit of the range, with room for the price and indicator to recover, which may translate into a downward move or a temporary sideways trend. As the second chart in today's overview, we will check ETH in pair with USDT on a 4-hour time frame. First of all, using the blue lines, we can mark the upward trend channel in which the price tried to break out at the bottom, but quickly returned to the prevailing channel. Looking at the current upward situation, we will unfold the trend-based fib extension, thanks to which we can see resistance at the level of $2,338, while further there is a resistance zone from $2,365 to $2,399, which has held the price before the recent upward movements. Looking the other way, we can similarly identify places where the price may find support in the event of declines. And here there is support at $2,266, another at $2,230, and then strong support at $2,173. When we turn on the EMA cross 10 and 30, we can see that it indicates the return and maintenance of the uptrend. On the RSI, we have a sideways movement near the middle of the range, with a slight increase. However, on the stock indicator we are slowly approaching the upper limit, but there is still room for the price to move upwards. Moving on, let's move on to the chart of MKR in pair with USDT, also on a 4-hour time frame. Here, using the blue lines, we will identify a strong downtrend channel where the price is approaching the upper part. Additionally, inside the channel, yellow lines will indicate an additional local downward channel, in which the price is at the upper edge, but this may limit the increase. Now let's move on to defining the supports. And here, after unfolding the fib retracement grid, you can see how the price is maintained in the support zone from $1,972 to $1,924. Then there is support at the price of $1,862, but if we go lower, the next very strong support is around the price of $1,684. Looking the other way, we can similarly determine the resistance areas that the price must face. And here you can see how the zone from $2,012 to $2,065 stops the upward movements. Then when we go above it and from the falling channel, we have resistance at the level of $2,150. And then at the current peak at the price of $2,287. Looking at the RSI indicator, you can see how there is a fight to come out on top from the downtrend line. However, on the stock indicator, we are very close to the upper limit, which may translate into an upcoming price recovery. The last one in today's ranking is the chart of XRP in pair with USDT on a one-day time frame. It is worth starting here by identifying a very strong upward trend line on which the price is currently based. Additionally, we can locally determine the downward trend line, which, combined with the uptrend line, creates a triangle in which the price is approaching the exit direction. Going further, we can move on to marking support areas when the correction begins to deepen. And here you can see how we entered a very strong support zone from 53 cents to 42 cents. If the price drops below this zone, we may see the price return to the recent lows of 29 cents. Looking the other way, we will unfold the fib retracement screen again, thanks to which we can see a very strong resistance at the level of 94 cents. However, here we will spread the grid also taking into account the last downward move, which shows how the price must first overcome the resistance at 62 cents. And then the second resistance around 74 cents, before moving towards the third resistance. It is worth looking at EMA cross 50 and 200, because it indicates a dangerous situation. You can see how the yellow EMA cross 50 line is falling and is on the verge of crossing the blue EMA cross 200 line, which would confirm a return to a strong downward trend. Looking at the RSI indicator, we can see a strong downward trend and a renewed fight against the trend line, under which there is still room for a price drop. However, on the stock indicator, we are moving at the lower limit, which, despite a possible decline, may result in a change in the trend in the coming weeks. Technical analysis is provided by a third party and for informational purposes only. It does not reflect the views of CryptoDaily, nor is it intended to be used as legal, tax, investment, or financial advice.